I have set aside, I have sent out the notifications that I am live. I'm gonna wait a minute or two to make sure that anybody who wants to get in as at the start of the stream can, and also to let myself get in the right, sort of get kind of ready. Uh, as I had a cheesecake that has me a little bit tired. Lethargic is actually the right word for this. Um, I had a cheesecake that has me a little bit lethargic, and I am a little on lower energy than kind of expected. So I'm gonna let this sit for a hot minute, and I am going to let you all sort of look at the art piece that I'm working on right now. Face cam gone just for a minute. I can do one more thing, and I will come back and we will get started. Hope everyone's all ready. All right, and now I will pull up my art program to focus on that now, and I am good to go. All right, so today's piece is a piece for a friend, and I am aware the sword is not my greatest work, but swords are a little bit more difficult for me anyways, so that I'm being a little more gentle on myself with. But I recently had this dream that included a friend of mine as a knight, and I think I wanted to remember that dream. And while this will not capture what that dream was, this is a piece of it, and I wanted to do at least a little bit of it. So that is what I've done. I will probably actually, before I forget, probably go into the line art. Oh, I have to shade the hair too. So I'm not just doing the sword, although that is going to be the majority of this of the non-background work. But that is, but I do need to go over it, so you'll have to forgive if I bounce around a little bit. There we go. I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit now that there's, I did not think that I would want that lessened, but, that sort of, it still has that draw effect, which is what I was looking for. Which I will take. I will take. Alright, so, with that in mind, let's go into the hair layer and add another thing. If you are joining me today in painting, absolutely feel free to let me know what it is that you're doing. I'm absolutely curious. And I would love to know where your creative mind goes, as everyone's tends to go somewhere a little bit different. And it's always kind of fascinating to know where it goes for different people. And if at the end of the stream you feel like you want to share what you've made, you can share it with me at clockworksis, clockwork_sis on Twitter. Like I said, am absolutely curious as to what you might have made while painting alongside me. And for everyone, let me know if you feel like how your day has been going. I know that I am streaming a little bit earlier today than usual, but I am absolutely having a good day, and I wanted to make sure that I got some streaming in today, regardless of what time it was. I thankfully have been able to hop back on the boat in my D&D stuff, since I'm a little bit less fatigued, and I've ungrounded myself of sorts from working on it, since I'm pulling together a table to play with, for a home game. So mostly I'm doing character work, and part of that character work will be done after I finish streaming, talking to a friend about the character that they want to play. And I am very much looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to being able to get that game off the ground again. As it's unfortunate that I had to pause, but regardless, we're ready to hop back in as soon as we have the players for it. So I'm looking forward to it. I have actually something I've been doing recently that some of you might find interesting. I've been playing Link to the Past through the Nintendo's online subscription for the Switch, because now anyone who's kind of a fan of Zelda is going to laugh at me for this. I will have deserved it, but because I was a fool who did not know better. But one of the first games that I tried, one of the first games that I played when I got the Switch, was Breath of the Wild. You heard me. Breath of the Wild. I'd never played a Zelda game before, and that was the game I got. Now, as I understand the game, Breath of the Wild is supposed to be essentially a love letter to all the fans who've made it, who've made the game series and franchise last as long as it has. So that is not really the first game you want to play if you've never played Zelda before. That being said, I have since had better experience, however annoying, because I prefer my games where it's like 75% puzzle, 25% battle and combat. That's about the way that I've sort of figured out the way that I like my games. But for what it's worth, I have been playing Link to the Past through the Nintendo Online subscription, where they offer some NES games, like the pixelated kind that's like old. And I've been really enjoying it. It's been a little frustrating. I'm currently a little stuck on getting to that dang waterfall with those 500 rupees. I'm trying to wait for that mushroom thing to be done. And I've got 2 of the 3 pendants, which I think I have to have before I can even try to get the Master Sword. So I'm not having the greatest attempts, but it's definitely been good for my brain to try something a little bit new that I haven't played over, that isn't what I would normally go for, but I'm still kind of enjoying. Good to feed the brain that way. So that's what I've been doing a lot of at the moment. Between painting and watching some Critical Role, which I was able to catch yesterday. I'm not sure if I did a disservice to myself, having not finished the stream before it, before I watched last night's session live. But regardless, I think Matt Mercer, oh dear gods, anyone who watched last night's stream, what? that is about all I can really say is like, what? Seriously? What? Why? Anyone who just, I sent a picture of the monster they were facing, and I didn't even really have a thought beyond just, no, do not pass go, do not collect $200, do go directly to hell, basically. Not a fan, if you could not tell. Oh boy, absolutely not a delight by any means. What is happening? Oh, pressure, because that's up. Okay, that's on me. That's on me. Okay, there we go. Now that's more like it. Alright. Yeah, so anyone who got to that, it's freaking solidarity. Also, the ads that Sam Riegel does. Now, I know that I began watching Critical Role with Exandria Unlimited, as the second campaign had just ended, and it was a new group of some of the original, like the regular actors, like voice actors that are in the show, and some new ones, and then a different DM. A DM that actually sort of inspired me to go, hey, I think I want to try to DM. So props to Bria for that. But I did, all of that is to say, I did not have a frame of reference for just how weird, on top of the way Matthew freaking Mercer does things, just how weird Sam's ads were gonna be either. Sam Riegel, what the hell? What possessed him to make the concepts that he comes up with? Because I don't understand. I do not understand what it is that, like, yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. Yeah. Okay. What? A chainmail? Do I go with the chainmail? Yes, chainmail. Now this, there we go. Okay. Now I can do this. So this is chainmail. Um, to this piece. I am not gonna shade that, but I basically used cross hatching to create this effect of where the links might be, because let me tell you, I don't have the patience for that. I have the patience for when I'm really into a piece to paint all the the lines of where the rope goes, but like, oh boy, not for this. This is like too tiny, too small. So I just used a cross hatch for this. But with that, I think now I can go sword hilt. And then turn off the cleanup. There we go. And we're gonna go into a brown to sort of impose this sort of leather sort of energy. There we go. And under, and then we're going to do that. Alright, and we're gonna put some red gems um, in these circles. Okay, is that not at? Okay, it is not, but now it is. I'll take it. Now I'm gonna go into line art as well. And we're gonna make sure that this shines. Because this is a gem encrusted hilt, basically. Not my most detailed of hilts. I have done more detailed. Like, I've once painted the sun sword that comes from Barovia, the Barovia module. And I'm very pleased with how it came out. However, not what we're painting today, and I was trying to do more interesting stuff elsewhere as is. So, with that, I'm being a little bit more gentle on the way things come out. Okay. Line art. Let's. We're gonna set the opacity to this. To that. And then we're gonna set 1. There we go. Just to sort of create that level of, wait, no, we're gonna give the Antiala's edge. Just because I know that's where I want. It'll create a little bit more circular shape. It'll be hard to see, but it will encourage the way that the shape sort of. Okay, let's. All right, there we go. Now another thing that we're gonna be doing with this stream is we are going to be doing a little bit of playing with my art program. as I said in my tweet, I discovered something in my art program that I want to explore a little bit, just to help me make that background, make the background a little bit, because I do not have any clue what I want to do for it yet. But it's there, and I want to do something with it. Because this is not something I can just say, oh, there you go, take it. Um, that is not, it's that certainly not enough to be like, oh, here's the stream. And certainly not entertaining, and I am well aware of that. I'm gonna name this layer Blade. Don't mind me, make sure that you're hydrating it as we go along. Now thankfully with this blade, I'm not too worried about shading it. That is not where I think I'm gonna put most of my energy today. I'm going to be putting that into sort of exploring that tool that I discovered. Because I am pretty happy with the sword the way that it is. That is not where I think I'm going to be most proud of this piece. I am particularly pleased with the plate armor, because one of my things with my commissions is that I do not entirely always trust my ability to paint um, armor, like metal armor specifically, or do a lot of metal, and because I don't know how to make that shading or look metallic, but I am very pleased with the way that this has come out. So I am absolutely going to take it. Absolutely. Let me delete this layer that has the thing. All right. Now, one of the things that I had going on is in tools, perspective, show perspective. There we go. Yeah, he is in a hallway. Um, so what we're gonna do is oh boy. Oh boy, alright. Background line art. And we are going to make this black just for all of the line art. It's also, okay, there we go. Now we're gonna transform some of this. Okay, or not. Not, okay. This is where you are going to get to see me sort of play with this, because I do not know. Edit perspective. Okay. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Alright. Oh no. Okay. It's gonna be interesting. Alright, but I got this. Alright. Basically, that's what we have there. There we go. Da, 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 da. Let me know where the volume is for you, if you need that at all changed. If that's too loud or too low, I am currently working off of a Nintendo Lo-Fi. Here we go. I think this is what I've got. There we go. I think this is what I got. There we go. Now, there we go. Alright, so let's use this tool and figure out what the hell I want to do, because this is him standing in the middle of the hallway, sort of looking around. Brain. Alright. upgrade the opacity. Upgrade is not the correct word, but there we go. And this bottom layer, I can probably get away with doing a little bit more of a fucky job with it. If only because we're not gonna see it all, and I'm going to be doing what I think a sort of stone wall that will hopefully not bite me in the butt. If it could not do that, that would be great, you know. But that is going to be my guideline for sort of creating these walls. No, 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 no. Let's redo that line. Oh dear. Sweet mother of Persephone. There we go. Alright, there we go. Now we have that wall done. And then you're going to want to make sure that you are doing that at all corners. This tool is a godsend. I am so glad that I discovered it. Thank you for being around for that. There we go. Alright. And I can probably get away with just doing the fill tool. There we go. There we go. Oh, come on. Come on. Yes! Awesome! Alright. Now, I'm going to keep this tool up just because that will help give me a little bit of perspective in the sense of, here's where the line is. And here's where, like, all the stone would be going into. This is an extremely helpful tool. I am so glad I know that it exists now. Seriously. Godsend. People, if you are not exploring your art program, you are missing out on tools that you can learn how to use that will help you a lot. Holy crap. Explore. Have fun. Do fun stuff. Alright. So we have that. But I'm gonna do that thing first and set it to 50. Now what kind of flooring do I want? I could have ornate, but I think that doesn't make as much sense, especially if I'm trying to recreate what's in my dream. What was in my dream a little bit, which I think was more stone. More stoning. God, I need to rephrase that. But you know what I mean. So I think I'm just gonna sort of make it look a little bit more like stone pathway. And I'm gonna hope for the best there with the ground. And then we'll do like stone walling like I did with that one candlelit piece with the woman in the cloak. That is what I'm thinking with the stone walling. Because I think that could be really pretty. And this will also make it easier for me to do all of the flooring as well. It won't be perfect. In fact, it'll be very questionable at best. Especially because it's transparent. But that is alright. Actually, you know what I may do? Stone flooring. Stone floor line art. And then I will do it at full opacity and then just bring that down to 50 later. I think is what I'm going to end up doing once I fill in those stones. That seems like the way to go about this. Otherwise, why else do you have layers? You know what I mean? Alright. It does mean we are going to have to be a little bit careful about where we sort of put stuff. I can fuck around a little bit with this in the beginning, in the front, But as we get sort of towards the back, we are going to have to be a little bit more careful because those stones are going to be smaller and smaller and smaller until it doesn't work anymore. So I'm going to be playing with a little bit with fire in that way. But that's all right. We'll figure it out. We're doing this together. Yes, we're doing this together. I'm not going on this particular artistic journey alone. There we go. There we go. Okay, nowhere to plug in there. And then with the fun of having these like stone walkway sort of thing, I can then sort of just fill in random colors because anyone who's sort of seen a stone walkway knows that all the stones are not always going to be the same color, and that is the goal, to make this a little bit more of like a realistic, as realistic as this can be, of course, a realistic sort of stone walkway. And that is going to be the goal. Just something that my guy is probably walking on, you know? That he would not pay any mind to. And here we're going, as we get past his feet, a little beyond his feet, we're going to start making these a little bit smaller, bit by bit. Um, as much as like it may pain me. But there's some of this it would not make sense with the perspective that we're working with to have it. That big. And as always, like with the rest of my line art, I'm making sure we plug all the holes to the best of my ability. So this is going to be mildly tedious, but I think it is entirely worth it when all you have to do later is just use the fill tool. It is your friend, I promise you. And so that is the goal today. Um, if you have, by the way, if you would like to see me paint something for you on stream, I'm just very briefly going to let you know, going to remind you that I do commissions. So if you would like to see me paint something specifically for you, and maybe even give me feedback in real time on stream, absolutely. All you have to do is message. I would love to do some work with you. I would love to do some more creatively challenging stuff. I try to challenge myself, of course, but it's not quite as fun when all of it is well done yourself and not someone else going, here, make this thing for me, do this thing that you might not be comfortable with. So absolutely, if you have a challenge you'd like to see me create, I am all on board with the idea of make something for you. Just check out my rates on Twitter. That is where everything is linked. I recently retweeted. If you just scroll through some of my tweets, you'll get to one of the things that I retweeted recently. Just to get a feel for that. I also have an Instagram. I'm going to be sharing some of the pieces that I've been working on Instagram soon. I do not want to bombard everyone quite yet, so I've been sort of taking it slow with the posting. But I am I do have an Instagram. It's Clockwork Sis as well. SYS at the end _ feel free to check it out if you want to see more of my work, as I post more of it there. I did just make it, so there isn't much there yet, but there will be as I do more streaming and as I paint more. Because I am planning on sharing more of my work so more people know that it exists. they can ask for some of it themselves. There we go. How's that? I think I like that for the flooring. I think I like that for the flooring. And we are going to wait until until I have filled it in to put in the, to downgrade that to a 50. In opacity, that specific layer. Oh, ooh. I have to think about the lighting now, because if I put on the walls a bunch of torches, that messes with the lighting and it won't be quite right. But know that I would like to do that. So now that we've done that, let's see. I'm actually going to do the walls, but then when I go to draw the ceiling, I am going to have to see what that kind of looks like. I'm thinking it'll probably just be pure stone, but we shall see when we get closer to that. Now, what I might end up doing is having to. I can do this. I apologize for the camera movement. I just need a minute to there we go. That seems to be the best way to go about this. At least until I sort of know what the hell I'm doing. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Not perfect, but it does the job. And it's something that I can clean up. So I will take it, you know? And with this, we are also going to make sure that all the lines are cleaned up, because then, stones, like I said before, are not, like, universally one color. So we're going to make sure that holds true. Because that is just not the case, you know? There we go. There we go. Nope. Nope, not the way I want to clean that up. But, there we go. Again, by the way, if you have been painting alongside me, feel free to let me know in the chat what you've been working on, or if you have any questions at all about what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it. Well, I admit my streaming program is not very good at capturing what's actually happening on screen. I can walk you through verbally what I'm doing as I do it, just to feed both my brain, the processing information to help you. And I can absolutely try to help that way. There we go. There we go. Alright, yes. Yeah, now we're going to... Yeah. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do here. Alright. I'm going to feed just in between every... like a full block's length. Without realizing it, so that it doesn't feel overly intentional, but it'll alternate in the way that a lot of options really do, or like walls really do. So with this program, with this wall, you may see the alternating things. So on stream, you can probably see this, I believe. You know how that orange line sits between where I have the lines at the moment? That is what I mean. Whereas on this level, I am going to be doing it as close to the line or around the line as I can. Albeit a little bit curved. We're talking these are stones here. So they're not going to be automatically like perfectly square. But that is what I'm going to be doing with this, just to keep that dimension. Um, and as we can see, these lines are already getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And we can. There we go. Awesome. Let's figure this out. Let's do the lines now as I'm on each layer. There we go. And this is the way I'm doing it. Yeah. This is the way I think I'm doing these walls. But absolutely, I think I'm pretty happy with how this is coming out so far. What do you guys think? There we go. There we absolutely go. There we go. Yes. We have the diversity of the wall, which is what I'm going for. It's smaller now. It's getting smaller as we go. No, I have actually. This dream is probably not unfounded. In the sense that I actually, with a partner of mine, wrote an AU version of this character in our spare time, where they are in a royal setting, albeit not in the way that my dream placed him, of course, because I tend to be not very kind with my characters, and this royal AU, as we often put it, was like the one place where I was like, yes, he gets to have nice things and be like have everything he could possibly need and get to have like snappy, sassy things to say as needed when people decide to be an asshole to him. Um, Something I very much enjoy. That I enjoyed. It was it was like it was something I really wanted to be able to like do in real life sometimes. That I was able to give him. And something that other versions of this character definitely did not get. I will admit. Because I can otherwise tend to be pretty cruel to my characters in my writing. Um, Thanks to something that I do really well. Um, if I do say so myself, of course. Um, but that meant that this was the one AU that both my partner and I, who also has a proclivity for angst, shall we say, um, really gave them nice things and had a lot of fun with it. And we hit all the story beats that we always try to include because we have been writing these characters for actual years. So the idea of so it's not new that we ended up writing more, you know. Um, so this so we have a lot of AUs of this character and all the other characters that surround this one. His name is Johnson. Uh, that's not his actual name, but given he is based on a friend um, who knows of this and is fine with it, as fine as one can be. Um, yes, name is Jonathan. um, Something in this, something in that realm. Just assume, you know. Um, I know usually that's not what people say, but just assume. But no. He got a lot of he gets a lot of awesome things in that setting. All right. Oh boy. Okay. Wait. Oh no. Okay. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out where to put some of this. but it's between, like, in the middle of the stones. As we finish this part of the wall, that is where we sort of find ourselves having a little bit of trouble finding the right places to put it. Just because of the way perspective shifts. So we're going to do so we're going to balance it out here. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So now we have the one wall done. Um, Time for the next one. Make sure that as we are hanging out, that you are stretching and having snacks as needed. I absolutely am enjoying this, but like, but breaks are important. If you're arting, if you need food, if you have not yet had enough to drink, actually let me tools, perspective, edit perspective. We are going to set this to 100% opacity, just for my sake. There we go. All right. And again, once we get a little closer to that, we will clean that up again. Oh, I see what happened there. I messed it up. All right. That's all right. This wall is just gonna look a little bit different. I'm okay with that. Like I said, this thing was never going to be uh quite perfect in the way that I feel about the rest. As this is a little bit more hodgepodge. But um I'm thinking this is probably a smoother wall. This is maybe a little closer to the outside, perhaps. Um just to sort of justify the way that this might work. There we go. I'm trying to think. There we go. No, okay. Yeah, I'm just not gonna think too much about this. This is fine. This is a piece that I'm doing for funsies and for my friend. Um, I'll even allow this to be a little bit more smooth. Um, there we go. Yeah. If, by the way, again, I'm just gonna remind you that if there's any adjustments that need to be made in terms of volume, let me know. I will make those adjustments. Um, there we go. Absolutely. Genuinely, this tool is a delight to have found. I am so grateful to have found it. Holy crap. I cannot overstate how helpful this is. Um okay. Now let's do this one where I'm can probably be a little bit more straight-laced about it and less wiggly, as one might put it. There we go. There we go. I will also try to do a little bit more perspective work with that tool in my free time on pieces, just to save you the time of having to watch me figure that out. Um, but thank you for your patience as I did. I appreciate it. It was a lot easier to navigate than I was expecting, which is good. Um, all right. Okay. All right. go. How has everyone's day been, by the way? I can't recall if I've asked that yet, but I'm asking now. How has everyone's day been? Mine has been alright. I woke up a little earlier than I was expecting to, which is always a win. Which is always a win. And I had some cheesecake, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. Very much enjoyed that. I don't often like have access to cheesecake, but man, when I do, it is always more rich than I expect. So it kind of knocked me on my butt a little bit. If you saw my Twitter, if you saw my tweet, knocked me a little bit on my butt, but so worth it. It's a small piece, and I don't eat much, much of the time, anyways. But I will be able to have it for several days to come, after meals, and probably I'll end up sharing it as well. That, and like I said, part of the getting up earlier than I expected is that I have more time to hang out and relax, alongside the fact that I get to stream a little bit longer. I get to stream a little earlier, which means I have more of the day afterwards to myself as well. All good things about being a normal person who gets up during the day. Things I don't often get to appreciate. I'm very much a nocturnal owl. If I could get away with talking at night, in my current living situation, as consistently as I do for the stream, I would absolutely be streaming at night. But alas. There we go. There we go. I think what I'm gonna do, yeah, I think I'm gonna keep the ceiling the way that it is alone. Yeah, this I think is the way I probably should have done the other side, but I am okay with that. I'm okay with the other side as is. That's the learning process. I think that's the person who this is for is not going to care as much as future me might. You know what I mean? Future me is the one who's gonna really get on my butt about this. There we go. Some of these, by the way, some of these streams will be put on YouTube as soon as I have, like, the time, which I will absolutely be trying to do with this one. I'm not sure how I'll describe it. But absolutely this will be on my YouTube as soon as I can get the time to do that. Something I didn't realize was happening behind every sort of Twitch archive channel thing. It takes a while for these things to download, so that then you can edit them and then put them up. And I don't have an editor, obviously, so it may take a little bit of time, especially since after the stream, I do have a thing that I want to do with a player of mine. Alright. We are going to turn off perspective. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm very happy with that. We are going to save now before we lose all of that progress. That would be ridiculous if I didn't save. Alright. Now, let's see. That means floor-based. Floor and ceiling. And we will do shading the further we get back, I think, and then depending on how I'm feeling, I might add some torches. Again, it will not be, we can do a little bit of firelight. Again, I am not sure how I feel about that, but that's alright. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. That's what this is about. that is what this is about. So we're going to get the fill tool. There we go. Yes. That is what this is about. On the ceiling. Alright. And then I am also going to... Where did I mess up with that one? Oh. I see. I see. Yeah, let's... There we go. And then I'm going to very briefly clean this up, because that is not where I want that color. We are going to put, what we are going to do is we are going to put, there we go. Oh, we're gonna have to be careful with this. Ah! Alright. Nope. No, no. No, no, no. Fill tool can be dangerous sometimes. It makes things very simple, but it can also make things extremely complicated if you have even one little notch. One little notch of space in your lining. So you are going to want to be careful. I'm just lucky that it only happened with one stone, you know? That's alright. That's alright. Not the end of the world, and certainly not something I can't fix. So let's do a lot of the major work there. And then I can zoom in a little bit more on this. Yeah, there we go. Nope. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. Whew. That's gonna be touchy. That's alright. Obviously I could go in with a smaller eraser tool. But that requires a little bit more precision than I feel like using at the moment. Which, fully admitting, a little bit lazy. That's okay though. That is okay. Oh, dear lord. You know how I said it was probably fine because at least it only got like one or two. That it only got the one. Incorrect. It got more than one. Because that thing. That little lip. Oh, dear lords. Okay. Oh. That's alright. Nothing we can't fix, yeah? There we go. There we go. Thank you for sitting through this, by the way. And watching for the viewer that does. Whether you say something or not, I appreciate that you watch. Because I'm just sitting here doing some painting, and whether or not you say anything, the fact that you are willing to sit and watch and hang out with me, I appreciate it. I just needed to say that because, dear Lord, I know that sometimes you don't really have the patience for something like this, and art is not always something that people kind of want to sit and hang out while someone does. So, very niche thing that sometimes you got to be in the mood for. I am well aware of that, so I appreciate the people that do kind of stick around just to watch. And with that, I can make this tool smaller and clean it up a little bit. Alright. Oh, yes. Now, isn't that satisfying? I think that maybe the most satisfying part about some of this. Two things are satisfying about this. I really enjoy the shading process. And two, I really enjoy getting to erase like where it goes over, because then what you're left with is this clean image. And my beloved, I cannot tell you how satisfying that is, because that is incredibly satisfying. It's one of my favorite things about the art process. getting to see it cleaned up, and getting to see it really come to life with that lighting. It's wonderful. I cannot emphasize that enough. If the person watching me, if you're an artist actually, um, put in the chat what you think like your favorite part of the art process is. Like, not even just the doing part of it, but like the part that makes your brain go, ah, yes, that's satisfying to look at. Because for me, it absolutely has to be as I'm cleaning up, and there's like no metaphorical color debris where it on where it's not supposed to be. Like this, glorious. I love this so much. I love this so much. It's so stunning and beautiful to me. I love it. Um Now I think stones. All right. We are we are popping this into random spots now. That's what we're doing. All right. There we go. Because now is when we're getting a bunch of random stones that would basically be anywhere, you know? No coordination anywhere. Oh boy. Okay. Not what I'm trying to do. Okay. All right. There we go. Ah, yes. All right. Now we're gonna get like another stone color. There we go. Yes. I know I keep saying it. This is like a very satisfying process. Like I cannot. It's gorgeous. It is. Um, Put that everywhere on the floor. Time for the wall. Time for the wall. Just, yes. Isn't this beautiful? Like, it comes together when you have the line art done exactly right, exactly the way you need it to be done. And you can just pop those colors in, you know? There we go. Alright, now let's go for a darker one. Because we can't have every single one of them being, like, pleasingly, like, light. I don't know why. I just think that's, like, a really gorgeous color choice sometimes. Because there are absolutely some gorgeous ways to do darker colored sort of notes and such. Um, but I thoroughly enjoy the way that sometimes accents are light. Because they light up a room, they brighten it a little bit. And I think you can't go wrong with that. Alright, make this a little darker. There we go. Yeah, and we're just gonna keep popping this in. Yeah, we're just gonna keep popping this in. There we go. I'm gonna put that in the stones on the ground. And plus, when you have a thing like this, you can really sort of make sure that you're putting some variety in. Just, it's beautiful to see it all come together, to see the background sort of melt like this. Very, very, like, pleasing to look at. Then, get a really light one. No, that doesn't look different enough. That was not lit enough. Ah! There we go. Oh, yes. Yes, I want more of that. All over. There we go. Wait, okay, okay. Let me clean that up. That little pop of color there. Little pop of gray, rather. And then we're going to pop in here. Oh, and go, oh yes. Here you go. Here's your dark gray. There we go. I know it's not very different from that, but that's alright. Doesn't need to be, I don't need to reinvent the wheel. There we go. And how is that? Let's... Now, you know what I could have done? But I might still do if I can figure out how to do it in terms of perspective. I might put a little emblem. If I can figure out where. Oh, I just had a thought. I just had a thought. I just had a thought. So we're gonna save one more time. Just because. Always save. Double save if you have anxiety. That's how it goes. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do overall shading. Hallway shading. And then we're gonna do lighting. To make it look as though light is going on him. So it saves me the effort of like painting the torches. But you still get the effect that there is like a torch there. Without having to worry about me painting him being backlit. Because I don't know how to do that. Let's be real. I don't know how to do that. It's fine, but I don't know how to do it. You know what I mean? So that is what I'm gonna end up doing. There we go. Alright, so let's go into that really dark area. Okay, there we go. 80% opacity. Ooh, and with that, actually, I can probably... Oh, okay. No, that's fine. Okay. Put that there. There we go. We're doing this. And then I will go over it at less opacity further out. I think is the way I'm gonna go about this. Oh no. Okay, yeah, no. Let's set that smooth level at 5. There we go. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. Yes. Thank you. Make it a little bit of a smaller box there. So those who need to worry about it can. Okay, and then we're gonna set that at 60. We're gonna make this even wider. Okay, no. 75. Okay, there we go. Thank you. So it's less opaque, or more opaque as it doesn't need to be as dark. While still sort of creating that effect. 100. Set this at 30. There we go. yeah, as you can see, we're getting more and more opaque as always sort of gets darker. See what I'm doing here? Pretty, yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay. So then reset this at maybe 300? 300 tool size. No, I think we're gonna want that at 400 tool size. There we go. Oh, yes, absolutely. There we go. There's what we're looking for. There we go. Let's see what happens. Okay. Oh, yes. What are you guys thinking? Oh, that is gorgeous. I love this. Holy crap. Okay. So I think I'm gonna go back just to see where this, what happens when I do this. Just to sort of create this like glow, you know, because there's shading here, as well. Let me move this so I can actually get to that tool. Okay, and then we do this again, and now it looks like a lit hallway, doesn't it? It's gorgeous. This is gorgeous. I love this. I love this. How's that? Oh, mwah. This is gorgeous. I love this so much. That creates the light on him. And that means we get to... Oh. I love this. I absolutely love this. Oh, gosh. Sorry, oh gosh, yes. Torch lighting. So then the last thing we're gonna do, because right now I am on a either grumpy character or firelight kick at the moment, artistic kick at the moment. I am just going to add one more thing. And that is some good old firelight. There we go. Oh, this is going to be gorgeous. This is going to be gorgeous. Oh, this is going to be gorgeous. Oh, I love this. We're gonna shade that in. And then I will do that over Jackson. Again, that name's just gonna keep changing, so I apologize. Oh, doesn't that look gorgeous? I love everything about this. Holy crap. And because we have the firelight coming in that way, we are going to then do, on top of the hair shading, torch lighting. There we go. Oh, mwah. This is glorious. I love this so much. I love this. This is actually pretty fitting. I'm pretty happy with this. Oh, yes. Okay. Now I just need to make this tool a lot smaller though, because now I have to put it on where all the lighting would be. Where everywhere I've noted that there's lighting, on this man. Because we don't want to overdo it. Anywhere we see sort of lighting, light shading, that's where we want to put this. There we go. Anywhere that, like, the light would glint off is where we're putting this. There we go. Oh, Yes, this is going to look so freaking good. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy with this. I am so freaking pleased. Oh, yes. Okay. So first let's shade. First let's blend whatever's happening. We're not gonna go over it too many. We're not gonna have too many swipes over it. Because it is a pale yellow. So it doesn't need too much lightening in terms of where that lighting is. There we go. This is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Thank you for being here with me for this, because oh yes. I know theoretically I could be adding shading, but the way that it comes off, this lighting also isn't very strong. Which is why I'm not worrying too much about shading with that firelight. You know? So I'm gonna make this tool even smaller. Just so we know that it's like hitting his face. And then I can make that that blending tool smaller. So there we go. There we go. Look at this man. Look at this man. That's glorious. Okay. Now the only thing that's left to do is to go into the torch lighting. And then because of the way that the shading is done, we're actually gonna have it be. We have that be pretty dark, unfortunately. But um, we're not going overly big with that. We're going to turn down the opacity to 100. Oh boy. No, I think we need to make that opacity bigger, unfortunately. That's alright. There we go. There we go. Alright. Let's make this a little darker. That's the thing about, like, doing this. There we go. Set this to 60. Just so we know. There we go. Then we set this again to this. Just so that we have this, again, this contrast. There we go. I'm very pleased. I'm excited. I am excited to see how this turns out. And I'm already very excited about how this has come out so far already. We have seen the way that's happened. There we go. Let's save. What do we think? What do we think? I'm pretty happy. I think I'm good leaving it here. I think I'm good leaving it here. Holy crap, this is beautiful. Mwah! I could not make this any better. I'm so happy with this. I can't think of a way I can make this better, and I'm happy to leave this here. Glorious. I love this. Alright, so now I just need to figure out where to sign it. Probably actually with that white. Alright. Is that a white or is that a gold? Yeah, there we go. There we go. What do we think? What do we think, folks? I'm really happy with this. I am extremely pleased. It's subtle shading on the reflective surface that also just has like the natural lighting going on. I love this. All right, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save it. I know it's already been saved, but you know, just in case. There we go. Awesome. All right. I'm gonna post this as soon as I'm done. As soon as I'm done streaming, as well as on my Twitter. There we go. Sorry. That's all right. Um. So with that, I am actually gonna end the stream. I can't think of a better way to end the stream. If you want to see this piece in its full glory, I will be putting it on Twitter, on my portfolio website if you want to see the rest of my work as well. And I'll be putting it on my Instagram again, clockwork_sis, for both my Twitter and my Instagram. And if you are interested in commissioning a piece from me, I have open commissions, empty slots, so you are welcome to check out the rates that I've posted on my Twitter as well. Um, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I intend to have a wonderful rest of my day as well. Make sure that you're hydrating, you're eating snacks as needed, and once again, as always, that you're stretching because you can't art when your body is not in great shape. So, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Goodbye.